Now, I told you it's been a big week for movies. Let's talk about The Iron Claw. Not a lot of people know this about me, but I am a huge wrestling fan and have been ever since I was a little boy. I've loved it, growing up with Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, but I never really saw too much of the Von Erichs. Now, what we're talking about here is The Iron Claw. This movie is excellent. It should win many awards, and I hope it does. And the acting in this movie was superb, but I will say this. I would rather have watched this at home than at the theater, and not because of it's not a big movie. I think it's just when it comes to more real drama, it's not going to be. It was like it was filmed for the 80s. The cameras were like an 80s camera. It just felt very 80s, and that's not exactly a good thing when it comes to camera work, but I loved this movie. This movie has everything it was to be a wrestler back in the 80s. And the biggest promotion in the day wasn't the WWE, WWF back then. It was the NWA. And I'm not talking about the other one, please. I'm not even going to say what the other one is, but, you know, the National Wrestling Alliance, which was where Ric Flair came about. Now, we're from Charlotte. We all know Ric Flair. Well, we don't know him, but we know he's from here. So is Charlotte, Ashley Flair. Now, the Von Erichs, I had no idea going into this movie. I just knew there was a very tragic backstory, and I didn't realize how tragic. And it is a very depressing movie. I'm not going to lie. But that doesn't mean it's not a good movie. This movie had so many just great scenes, great acting scenes. And Zac Efron, who I've never thought was a great actor, he acted his ass off. And he really brought heart to the role of Kevin Von Erich. Or I don't actually remember the actual last name, but Kevin Von Erich was basically the oldest brother. And then we have all the other brothers. And Kerry Von Erich, which was in the WWE. He did win the NWA title way back in the day. When his incident happens to him, I did not know that he was wrestling with, let's just say a, how do you put it? He was wrestling with only part. He was wrestling with a part of him missing. And I would have never known that. I think no one knew that when you were watching him when you were a kid. It's a low-budget film, but man, does it it just packs a punch. It packs just a gut punch to you. You're watching it and you're seeing all of this stuff just happen to his family, and you see this horrible father. This father is nothing but, he doesn't show love. The mom doesn't really even show love. And there are so many things that could have been avoided, but no, it's the curse of the Von Erichs is how they got it through. And man, I just want to say, this movie it really got to me at the theater. It was good. I mean, oh my gosh, was it good. And I would have never known, honestly, that MJF, who you know as Maxwell Jacob Friedman in AEW, the AEW World Champ, he was an executive producer in this movie, and he was in it. He really has a passion for this, and you can tell that he's really passionate for wrestling if you're watching AEW. Watch the movie. You may not want to go to the theater and watch it. Wait for it to come out on whatever streaming platform it will. It's an A24 movie, which means that's a low-budget production, so who knows where it's actually going to go for streaming. But when it does, I'll let you know. And I want you to tell me, did you like the movie? I think you will if you watched it already. Subscribe to me and comment. Tell me what you thought. I mean, it wasn't all depressing. It was really cool, a lot of it. But tell me what you thought. I want to know. And until then, see you at the movies.